Hey everybody, Jeff here from BRUISER Conversions. Welcome to Sema 2019. It's day 3. Here to introduce our BRUISER pre-runner. It's built off of a JT 2020 platform. We are an engine conversion company that fully integrates LS platforms into all JK, JL, and JT models. This particular engine is a 376 base all aluminum block LS3 that's been punched. It has forged pistons, a steel crank, ARP studs, and hardware throughout, with a 2.9 liter Whipple supercharger, heat exchanger, tank, pump, upgraded radiator, makes 808 horse to the flywheel, 720 horse to the rear wheel, and it's pushed through an 8 HP 75, which is a 2019 Dodge Ram and Up platform, capable of handling about 875 horsepower, and could be highly modified to handle even more. It puts power to the ground through the 4-to-1 Rubicon transfer case via our adapter that we produced to bolt to the back of the 8 HP 75, through JE reel drive shafts and right down to the Spicer axles. So at BRUISER, we're not just into engine integration and conversions, we're also into body conversions, suspension systems. One-off builds are our passion. And this year we brought the pre-runner to Sema to show some of our capability and what we can do with our suspension systems as well as our drivelines. So let's talk a little bit about the suspension system that we put under the pre-runner. First and foremost, we move the axle forward about 3.5 inches in order to gain a better approach angle. And then we built our entire suspension system out of DOM with aviation radial bearings, and applied Fox Racing shocks with internal bumps as well as bypass shocks. The rear suspension on the pre-runner is a trailing arm suspension. It's a 2-to-1 platform, triangulated on the top. It does not require a track bar. The rear axle is trussed. So when BRUISER decided to build a pre-runner style truck out of a JT platform, the only suspension company we were going to call was Fox. These boys supplied us with some of the best working equipment that we've ever had on one of our vehicles and support it like no other. So here at BRUISER Conversions, we also like to use the best axles in the industry, and those axles happen to be Dana 60s, UD60 Spicer parts. These were bracketless axles. They came without brackets on them. They will be available soon. And we supplied our own bracketry as well as a truss for the suspension system. So when you're getting hardcore with your Jeep, either in the desert or in the rocks, BRUISER Conversions uses Yeti steer smarts. They're, in our opinion, the strongest steering components in the industry, and they're a damn good group of guys to work with. So here at BRUISER Conversions, we always use PSC on all of our builds. There's also a reason for that, because when you have the best, why would you go anywhere else? The front fenders are constructed out of aluminum to give it the trophy truck look. We flared them out and welded them together all by hand. We utilize the rock slide engineering steps and configured the rear portion of the steps to accompany and built out the rear portion of the steps to match our custom bed that we built also out of aluminum. The wheelbase has been extended approximately 15 inches. We've moved the rear axle away from the rear of the cab, and we've added an extra foot to the bed. Inside the bed, we have a 40-gallon fuel cell, internally baffled, with dual fill-up capability from either side of the vehicle. In the rear of the vehicle, we also have Fox Racing shocks and bypass shocks, internal pump, and a custom, somewhat patinaed roll cage, as well as suspension Rock Slide Engineering supplied us with some awesome steps. So in true Bruiser fashion, if you're a fan of our products, you'll notice the departure angle in the rear of the vehicle. This is kind of our signature. We have a high density plastic skid plate with lights, and the winch comes through the Reese receiver with also high clearance. Pull points on the rear bumper, as well as a tire carrier to hold a 42-inch tire. In the world of recovery, there's nothing better than Warren Industries. They've been in the business since the business began. So obviously we're going to use the best of the best, and that's Warren. This year we're running Baja Design lights, and we are utterly impressed with their capability. Blinding light. I mean, it's amazing how these lights function. So at Bruiser Conversions, we also like to use MagnaFlow on pretty much all of our builds. We love the sound, and they don't rob any horsepower at all. So at Bruiser Conversions, everybody knows we like to use the best products in the industry, so that's why we went with the S-Pod Banner. This is the best switching control system on the market today. They've been around for a long time, and they're great people to work with, and they support their product. Everything's made in the USA.